Hello, everybody. Now they can hear. You can even hear Mike now.
No way.
Way.
Prove it.
Mike.
Prove that they can hear me.
No,
Mike's here.
I don't owe you anything. Mitch is here.
Mitch.
Mitch is in this bitch.
How you call me Mitch?
Oh, that's what it says on my phone when you call. So.
That's right.
That's what. Pork chop sandwiches. Someone will get that.
Sounds familiar.
Timely reference. That was the G.I. Joe PSA.
All right.
Well, don't sound too excited. Sound disappointed in me.
Well, yeah.
Gotta stop all the downloading.
Ivan. Oh, yes.
All right. I think actually, let me do one more thing, everybody, and then we will. No, I am gonna do that next week. I don't want to try to rush it. Okay. Did we get another quiz from Bob?
We did.
Sean, okay. All right,
Yeah.
Sean. We'll do that after the after he reads super chats after the break.
What else are we doing today?
I have a millionaire quiz for you.
Fun.
So we got two quizzes. Should be a good time.
Fun.
And we'll see. Okay. All right. Let's get started and bring up this.
Tell my bros right now.
Shut off the
Oh,
music.
right. Bop is saying in chat, and also I'm supposed to remind you about the Fantasy Crack recap.
Yes, I have that as well. Let me do that. Let me go here, Discord. Let me mute that. Okay. Thanks for bearing with us, everybody. We are about to get started. Let me actually do that last thing. Make sure I have chat open. Okay. I think we are good. I think it'd be pretty funny if they made a John Madden shirt with the logo and the font treatment of Iron Maiden, Mike. I think that would be funny.
John Madden, like the
person or the football games, sure.
Yeah,
It just said
I mean,
John Madden.
I don't
It's
think
like almost
anyone's
the same
had to
letters.
quantify John Madden before. I think that's
Well, I just was trying to figure out the relationship to Iron Maiden, but it is just about the letters.
It's just about the letters. It just looks a
Yeah, I
lot
guess
like it.
It does. I see it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Going some without the glasses today.
I am going to tweet.
I just had to fight back an urge to just scream, which gives you an idea of my energy right now.
Oh, no.
I was like gonna scream because that would be fun to scream.
Okay.
That'd be
that's how you know
obnoxious.
this is a good episode.
Yeah, I'm
just-
kind of frightened. I don't have that kind of energy, and I can't match that.
I shouldn't just scream for no reason. That would be ridiculous, right?
That sounds like a threat.
Yeah.
Is that... Well, he did it, y'all.
Not a cold shower day for Jeff. Huh?
No, it's not.
Just been a busy boy. Da-dun-da-da. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I think we're gonna reinstall Halo soon.
Yep.
People seem to be having fun.
All right.
I was about to say I haven't first-person shooter in a while. That's not true. I played a lot of Half-Life 1 last month. A little too much Half-Life 1. By the end of Blue Shift, I was a little over it.
Okay. I am ready, Mike. Let me just test this audio. And by that, I mean, let's test the new old school.
Yeah, test it.
So
Test
that
it.
I can...
Test it, baby.
That's not coming through here. Properties.
Yeah, let it come through. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Now let me get the right music.
Am I gonna have to do something about that later?
What?
No. That's like Listen, my company has the rights to play that, so we'll just pretend. We'll listen.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
close enough. Exactly.
Or like, it's practically the same thing. Wait, to tweet. I had to tweet.
I tweeted. All right. Okay.
What? You tweeted?
Yeah. In fact, I told you I was tweeting.
Shit.
It's a weird night.
Yeah, weird night. Weird energy tonight. I'm worried.
Weird energy tonight. I just posted.
Good tweet.
Okay, scared. No, I'm scared. He's just tweeting the things I say. Okay, I am going to count us in. We're going to get going. You ready, Mike?
No, 1 second. I don't believe you tweeted. Gross. Oh, that's just a pillow. It looked like that person was massaging a hairy man.
No, it's no.
Margaritas made me. That's funny. You're a funny guy.
It was just a GIF I found that because I looked the word margarita.
GIF. I can't remember if I say GIF or GIF.
You
now.
say GIF, and I'm over it like everyone was on the thing today, so I haven't complained about it for years after hearing you say it.
Well, geez, I didn't want to bring up like old ghosts.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3. They're not hearing
anything.
it. They're not hearing anything.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it? Oh,
I don't hear
this is
anything.
the stupid. Windows.
Yeah.
Windows,
Woo!
you bastard
Let's
piece of
fucking
shit.
go!
Oh, boy, you're making me mad. Oh, you make me so mad. All right, now they hear it. All right, here we go. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3. Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb. With me is...
Settle down, Jeff. You're embarrassing yourself, dude. I remember my first beer. Wow.
Man, no, just peach schnapps over here, please. That's all I've had tonight.
Oh, wait, are you making fun of my dad? Do you know about him?
No,
Peach
I'm
schnapps?
making fun of myself the first time I got drunk. It wasn't peach schnapps, but it was like some sort of apple liqueur or something.
Ew, gross. Way worse. My dad is always like, I don't mean this in any weird way, but look, my dad drinks like somebody's mom. He will go out and he'll order I can I have a margarita, but instead of tequila, can I have peach schnapps? And I'm just like that. Or he's either ordering that or fuzzy navels. And I'm not saying I'm embarrassed, but I'm not happy about it.
I gotta say, knowing you and your family, it is surprising how much into beer you are. I figured you would all be like fuzzy navel drinkers.
Well, my parents were not big drinkers at all. Neither of them drank very much, but somehow all three of us, me and my brothers, kind of found beer independently. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a cultural thing because I don't think any of us were that into I don't say domestics, but craft beer is like this weird culture that
yes, it's popped up alongside us for sure.
It's kind of nerdy and obnoxious, so of course I like it.
Yes, totally. But what is the most embarrassing drink you've ever ordered? I guess it could be like
Trontinis, I guess, but I like those.
Yeah.
One of the back when I went to the Epic Mickey preview event, Epic Mickey 1, it was my first big preview event. It was at Disneyland, and the after party was in Flynn's Arcade. It was awesome. They kept giving us Trontinis, which were just blue whoozy what's in. I had a lot of Trontinis that night. It ruled. It's also in the middle of being drunk off of Trontinis, I saw my first Coke Freestyle machine, and I thought it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Oh, what a night. Good times.
That sounds like a very formative night for you.
Man, I was hanging out with some guy. I don't even remember his name. I don't know where he's from, but that, and those things. That guy was my best friend that night.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he's okay.
I'm sure he's doing great. I'm sure he thinks about that night as much as you do.
I hope it means as much to him as it meant to me, Jeff.
For sure. Mike, are you also the one that went to Sonic's birthday party and had blue Sonic teenies as well?
Yes.
Why are you so down with blue teenies?
Well, I mean,
they
just happen to keep making my favorite things off of them. That was funny because it was a great time. And the Sonic teenies weren't as good as Tron teenies, but fun. But then, like halfway through some weird play that people dressed in bad Sonic costumes were like putting on, I realized that I had lost my badge for E3 and I panicked. I was real scared. And they just gave me a new one the next day. It was fine.
Okay, well that's a relief. A play?
Yeah, they had like people dressed in bad Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy outfits, and they put on a play.
What about Rouge the Bat?
Rouge and her boobs were not there.
God damn it!
Their boobs are just way too nice.
I mean, listen, I don't want to be the one to say it, so I'm glad you did.
Like, it's one thing for like the animal people to have breasts,
right?
It's ridiculous.
It's kind of absurd for it to just be like they just basically took someone out of like an adult magazine and put a bat face on it.
Right. It's like not just is this bat going to have breasts, but it's going to be. Is bimbo a bad word?
I want to reclaim it. I think if you use it against a woman, it seems like it could be a bad word. But I think in general, I think you can get away with it against the video game characters.
Am I allowed to say that Rouge the Bat has bimbo boobs? Is that okay?
I mean, I agree, so I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, Bimbat. Thank you, crazy one. Thank you. Yes.
We're asking important questions. Hey, thank you for listening, everybody. You can always send in super chats. We will read those on the air. If you're watching live, please give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. I mean, I know that you're liking this content, so please just give it a thumbs up already. I would appreciate that.
You can get more from us by joining the Discord at GameMess.net. If you want to ask a question, of course, like you said, you can send in a super chat. Thank you to Carlos Ayin, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. We are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and wherever pods are caught. Give us a good rating. Give us a thumbs up right now. It helps people find the show. Thank you to our mods. Support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our private channels in the Discord, the monthly Q&A, 1 month early access to our Jeopardy games. There was a free preview of the first episode of the latest season out, but going forward, you'll get free access to that a month early. You'll get early access, participation in our monthly game club discussions, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. It also like just puts all our shows in a nice one feed for you there on the Patreon feed. So that's a good way to keep up with everything. Okay, Mike, I got some topics from this week I want to discuss with you. Let's do it.
Is my head shinier today? Jeremy said that in chat.
I don't know. I thought our OBS was doing something to make us both look shinier the other night.
You know what? I have a new router, so I might be coming in clearer now.
That's probably it. It's that new router shine. Absolutely. Yeah. Did that fix your problem?
Well, I'm not sure. I won't go into boring tech details, but I can now stream with 0 frames lost after some other things I did. So
okay,
good.
Hey, listen, a new router's never going to hurt. It's always fun to get a new router.
It looks very cool. It looks very futuristic.
Did you have to like reset your password on like every single device, like your login and stuff for everything?
I think if I was smarter and remembered the exact name of my old network, I wouldn't have had to. But
that doesn't always work, because sometimes it's like, well, we can tell this is a different network. You're trying to steal our identities or something. So yeah. Okay.
Whatever. I'll have to readjust my Hue light bulbs or what have you. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, a couple of things. Let's start here. WB and Rocksteady are delaying. I wrote down Justice League. That's not the name of that game. Suicide Squad.
They're going to kill the Justice League.
Yeah, they're delaying killing the Justice League. This came from Jason Schreier. He says it's coming later this year now instead of, what was the date? May? June?
It's going to be like May. It's going to be this weird in-between Resident Evil 4 and those 3 huge June releases with Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, and Final Fantasy 16. So it's going to be in something of an awkward spot.
Listen, I don't want to like cause a panic or anything, but I've heard it's not even coming this year. I'm hearing 2024.
Whoa!
Like I heard that earlier
earlier
this evening. I heard they're like, this is a delay. Like this is a bigger delay than is even being put out there. We'll see. You know, that stuff is hard to nail down for sure. I'll say that this source has always been a very good one, and Wow. Okay, let's go. Let's operate on that because I'm sure by now. I mean, this is news from earlier today. We don't have to let's talk about the freshest take. But let's assume it is 2024. What do you think is happening with this game?
Well, that's the thing. Back when it was just, it's going to come out later this year, everybody was like, well, what can you do with that? You can maybe try to polish what you have more, but you can't make systematic changes. Now you're coming at me with this 2024 thing. I mean, is that what's in store? Are they thinking about systematic changes? Are they going to make this less of a progression-based looter shooter? What's going on?
It feels like they could do a lot more in that amount of time. But even then, what is a lot more compared to the fundamental structure and bones of that game? You would need like 2 years, 3 years to really completely rework everything.
How many more years do you want to devote to freaking Suicide Squad?
I'm sure it helps that Hogwarts Legacy made a lot of money, but that's not usually how these things work. It's like, well, now you get a free pass to take as much time as you need. Like, no, you still have to deliver your game on a reasonable timeline. I think they know that what they have feels kind of rotten to most people, and that they probably also have some fun gameplay there. People always like point out, hey, the hopping around looks kind of okay. Or some people are like, no, that looks like a fun game. It's just like, then you see the big screens of Captain Boomerang with all the numbers and the loot and the big gun and the stupid look on his face. And it's like, that just it's like, if that is a significant portion of the game, maybe there is a way to rebalance and retool it. So it's like, that stuff is lessened. It is maybe more streamlined. It's like, let's just not let that stuff get in the way at all and find a way to make sure that stuff just enables the fun stuff. And if the game's not there right now, maybe they can get it there with a delay of almost a year. But I don't know. It also just feels like this game was a bad idea from the ground up at a certain point. And I don't know. I certainly don't know what you do, or else I'd be making more money than I do.
That's kind of the thing, Jeff, is there's a part of me that's just like, man, what can you do? Just release it. Let the cards fall where they will, and let's move on. Whatever this does, we can't close down Rocksteady if this is, a flop or what have you. But
right.
Guess what? Is this real? Man, I mean, that was a bad showing at State of Play. It's interesting that it's maybe such a bad showing that we're talking about delaying this game for, over 6 months.
Yeah. And that seems to be the story, is that the reaction to it was so poor that, and this is how it probably normally goes when these delays do happen. This is probably what happened with that Halo delay, where the reaction after its showing was so bad that they were able to talk people into it. I'm sure internally there are some voices who have said that this game isn't exactly where we want it to be. And when you get this reaction, you're like, see, we told you, you got to let us push it out. And that's probably what happened here. Like, there was probably people inside that studio that always wanted more time, and now they have the currency, publicly to get it. But also, it does feel like the game was bullied into a delay at a certain point. It feels like we made so much fun of it that they're like, well, we can't even show our face again. We don't even want to release this game anymore. It's rough because, everyone's right to criticize it. It has a ton of problems, but it is. And I'm normally one to be like, I feel bad for these people. People have jobs, they do their jobs. I almost just straight up feel bad for the people who are working on Suicide Squad. I mean, it's not like the founders of Rocksteady have to deal with it anymore. They left.
Yeah.
They're not at that studio anymore. So it's like, did they see this coming? At a certain point, it feels like the development on this thing went sideways, and they were never able to get it back on track. And they got a game that probably does have some fun stuff in it, that it's going to get buried under all of the other things that are just slapped on top, either by publisher demands or, the developer putting certain pressures on themselves to say, yeah, we can make a game that can make infinite money. And who knows, if this game was really ever even going to be that. But it's like, it's clearly trying to be something that is you play for a longer period of time than anything else. It does look like a games of service game. I know there's some debate about whether it actually will be a full games of service. That sort of doesn't matter. It looks like one of those things. Yeah. And at a certain point, most people, I think, are over that stuff. I think they just want to go into the Batman universe and have a fun adventure, kind of like what happened with Hogwarts Legacy. And this game does not seem to be doing that at all.
All right, and I know I've said this before, but it's just a cautionary tale about trying to chase trends with some kind of AAA production like this. It's going to take you 6, 7, 8 years to make that game, and by the time your game comes out, it is going to be such a wildly different market than when you started. Like, I think we all thought maybe people would tire of that stuff a little bit. I don't know if people thought that there was going to be this sort of complete turn against it. It's sort of justified. Like, I feel the same way. Like, I'm, someone who loves RPGs, and even I just see all these numbers. And I see Captain Boomerang getting like the plus 255 against Batman afflicted enemies or whatever.
Yes.
It's like, no, like, just give me a gun. Let me shoot people with it, I guess, if you want me to. Just design your game to progressively get harder and let that be the progression instead of having me get like a slightly better gun every 5 minutes. I'm a little over it.
Yep, me too. Me too. We'll see what happens with this game. They have not publicly confirmed any delay yet.
They have not confirmed, yeah, but I mean, I guess, man, when does that happen? It's got to be sooner rather than later.
Yes.
If it's real.
Yes. And if it's a longer delay than what is like even out there right now, that might explain why like they need to really figure out their messaging. Because these sorts of things always have a million other things lined up, co-marketing deals, and I think Gotham Knights had a lot of that stuff. This probably will too.
Gotham Knights, man. I mean, that happened. It was this thing. We talked about it. There's some people, being like, it's fine. Most people saying it's bad. But the important thing is where we are now. It is basically just forgotten.
Yep.
We just all moved on.
There was a handful of events this week. There was a handful today as well. I'm not going to go through everything, just a couple highlights. That Professor Layton game was at the Level 5 event, and they showed a new trailer for it, and I think it looks very good. The music's great. Boy, it just looks like a beautiful game. It looks like a beautiful big budget Level 5 game, which at their peak, those are some of the best looking games you can get. Ni no Kuni looked great. This is definitely right up there. So it's very exciting. I love Professor Layton. I'm ready for another one.
Yeah, I mean, I liked a lot of those games. It did get to a point where they were releasing so many at such a steady cadence that I was kind of good and sort of stopped. And then they had like weird ones, like play as his daughter or something in the future, and I don't know. I didn't care.
Yeah, you didn't check those out.
Yeah, and no one ever talked about them. And this is just, hey, here's a new Professor Layton game with Professor Layton, and it looks amazing, and it's similar but different. And yeah, that's what I want right now. I think I'm absolutely going to check this one out. It
also seems to be getting a lot of buzz. Like, it feels like this could be the second coming for Professor Layton, where it has that big, it's out now on Switch and everything else, and it's and everyone's picking it up this time, and it's sold way more than it ever sold before. What does that mean? I guess I don't know how well those games ever sold. They were very popular on a very successful platform, the DS and then the 3DS. So it probably sold a lot. But I mean, maybe it's like, maybe none of them ever sold like 1 million copies, maybe 1.5 million. Maybe this can do that. Who knows? That'd be really, really impressive for a franchise like this. Then Capcom had its event, Resident Evil 4 demo, confirmed the Resident Evil 4 Chainsaw demo. It's probably out right now, right? People are probably playing it right now.
Playing it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
we could be playing it right now if we didn't have to do this.
Exactly. Yeah, I should get it downloaded at least. That game continues to look amazing.
It looks good, and it's clear that some people are, playing it for review right now, and just from little rumblings and whatnot. I think this is going to be a massive hit, Jeff, which is shocking, I know. But
going on a limb there, yeah.
Yeah, I think they are doing good by this one. I'm very excited. I'm so excited that I almost don't want to even play the demo, because I'm just going to play this game in a couple weeks anyway. So I don't know why I want to play a little bit of it now and then wait till I can go back and play that section again and then play the whole game. But I am also so excited that I do kind of want a little hit right now.
Yes. Then ExoPrimal is coming July 14th, and it's coming day one to Game Pass. In fact, here's a super chat that relates to this. Big Fresh 37, Lamplighter League, City Skyline 2, and ExoPrimal all on Game Pass day one. Who needs stuff like Starfield? Yeah, it was a pretty good week for Game Pass getting those third-party day one releases. it continues to be at that tier of game. Lamplighter League, a new IP that is a tactics game. City Skyline, to a simulation game. ExoPrimal, some new shooter thing from Capcom. But still, like these are games that a lot of people are going to want to check out, and they can do so on Game Pass. I'm excited about, I think, at least 2 of those games. I'm like kind of curious about ExoPrimal, but now maybe I'm more likely to check it out, especially if I know more people are going to be checking out because of Game Pass. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, ExoPrimal was a game I probably wouldn't have cared too much to check out before, but throw that on Game Pass, and yeah, I mean, it has a little bit of the same kind of battle pass fatigue that I'm feeling with everything. And that was like a big part of his presentation. It was like, here's the battle pass. And even though this game makes a lot of sense with that kind of structure, I still kind of roll my eyes at it. But yeah, I put it on battle pass. I can check it out and play it for a bit. I doubt it's going to be something that consumes me, but it'll be fun to try.
Yeah, I am excited about a lot of these things, and you're right. It'll be fun to try ExoPrimal. I didn't watch that Capcom thing. I was kind of just coming out of voicemail dump truck, and then I had to go take care of my kids. So I didn't see that new trailer, but people seem to be like, yeah, I'm going to look into this. I'm going to try it. It looks dumb in a fun way. I guess
it looks pretty dumb,
yeah.
But maybe in a fun way. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want from your dinosaurs are falling from the sky game.
Right. I mean, how seriously we're going to take it? I don't expect it to look as pretty as Resident Evil 4, sure. Yeah, let's see. I'm glad. Look, I am glad that Capcom is doing some weird stuff still. It's not just all Resident Evil and their biggest franchises, right?
Yep.
Sure.
Let's see. Sony continues to freak out about Call of Duty. That is, I mean, we don't have to have much of a discussion about this. It's just, it does feel like it's coming to a head. Sony apparently in a February 21st, a meeting in February with Activision in front of the European Union's EC, the European Commission. Jim Ryan just flat out said, we don't want a new Call of Duty deal. We just want to block the merger. That has come alongside of Microsoft being able to get a lot of documents out of Sony as part of a subpoena. The EU does seem set to approve the deal, so it's kind of coming down just the UK and the FTC in America. I don't know. It feels like things are coming to a head. Where are you at with this stuff?
Yeah, it seems like everybody thinks there's an end game approaching. Did Microsoft get a full page ad in some European
in the UK
newspaper
magazine?
The
Times
UK.
In the UK, yes. I mean, and who knows how to read that? But it's like clearly they are still committed financially in a lot of ways. Yes.
Right. So maybe it's just wishful thinking, Jeff, because I don't know how much more of this I can take. Let the deal go through or not. Let's get some resolution here.
Yep. And it kind of continues to be the case that Sony's making very, very flimsy. The most recent thing they said is, well, imagine if Microsoft made it worse on PlayStation. So, okay.
Imagine if potatoes were apples. Imagine if the sky was water.
Imagine if my farts were blood. So, yeah, that sounds bad. I don't want that to happen to you.
I can imagine all sorts of things.
What do you want me to do about this, though? Microsoft
could hire an assassin to murder Jim Ryan. They could do that.
They could. And someone should probably stop them from doing that, right? That's right. The argument. Again, get why Sony is doing this. But I guess I'm not trying to necessarily say, oh, they should or should not be trying to stop the deal. But
sure,
that this is where the level of the argument is. And to me, if that's what they're arguing, it already feels like they've lost. But we have no idea how the regulators are going to react to this stuff. So we'll keep updating people on this, but we'll see what happens next. There was that Mario trailer as well today. That was earlier today, right? The final Mario trailer.
The final trailer. It's a good thing it's the final one because, I mean, again, I'm seeing stuff in this. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I hope there's still cool stuff to see in the movie. This is supposed to be a short movie anyways, and I feel like I now already know the basic plot points.
I mean, I think we could have guessed a lot of these, and I think what you're alluding to is stuff that I think people would count as spoilers, even though they're in the trailer now, because we could connect the dots pretty thoroughly, at least in some of the relationships between characters. But these are there's one in particular where I'm like, oh, okay, so yeah, they do they're friends now, and that's how they're gonna work together. And it's like, oh well, of course they were gonna be. They're setting up another movie almost certainly with that character, and that character's gonna be a central thing and stuff going forward in a lot of other venues. But still, it's like if it's a fun adventure, even if I fully understand all the beats before going in, I'm gonna be fine because it's like actually hitting those beats is very satisfying for me. And there's
I'm sure I'm still gonna really like this movie,
Yeah.
and I am excited for it. But I'm glad this is it. I don't want to see any more. I'm more than sold. Let's just go for it.
The big thing in this latest trailer, once again, they've showed it before, but Rainbow Road, my kid's very excited to see Rainbow Road.
The Mario Kart stuff looks awesome.
Yes.
It really does.
Yes, and there's a really cool action beat that they show in there where Mario gets gets shot off of his cart and falls off of Rainbow Road down onto another cart with an enemy
He double
racer.
dashes.
Yes, he double dashes, but then he like just throws that guy off and while doing that, he gets a green shell and knocks off another racer. And then he just goes, all right. And he looks cool doing it. And I'm like, man, Chris Pratt is cool. Miyamoto was right.
See? He sounds completely fine.
I did not notice the voice. So that's probably a good thing. Was trying to listen for it and didn't notice it. So that's probably where they want it. And I think that it's going to be fine. Okay, Starfield was also delayed this week, right? That wasn't last week. That was some kind of kind of a weirdly long.
What a weird week.
Yeah.
Starfield was delayed, huh? Yeah, that happened. Okay.
So did we say delayed? It didn't have a date. It was at that E3 where they said all these games are coming out within the next 12 months. The game's coming out in September, not June, which would have been 12 months from E3. So it's a delay. But they also did give it a date, September 6th. It's coming. I'm at a point with this game where it's like, yeah, okay, show us your Starfield Direct, which they promised to have on June 11th on that Sunday. After the Xbox showcase, there'll be a Starfield Direct on that day. Cool, show us the game. I'm fine. Oh, you gave it an actual date instead of that nebulous in the next 12 months thing. That's fine. It barely even feels like a delay to me because it's just like, okay, yeah, that now it has a real date.
Right.
We were already, I think, I at least was like 50-50. I think most people were already assuming it was delayed until the second half of the year. So cool, let's go. I kind of can't get too up in arms about, oh my God, we have to wait even longer for this game. I was prepared to wait longer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly shocked. In some ways, it's fine because there are so many big games coming out the first half of this year anyways. But it is still, this game was supposed to come out, late last year. So
yes, 11/11.
It's still a significant delay. And as we saw with Halo Infinite, even though significant delays somehow can sometimes not be enough. So it's still not clear exactly how this game's going to look. Look, I liked a lot of Bethesda games, but they had been on something of a downward trajectory. Fallout 4 kind of had some systematic issues, and then Fallout 70. Yeah. Most people think that it's simplified things a little too much. And then Fallout 76 just launched in this really messy state, and they did a lot to fix that. But because it launched the way it did, it kind of lost a chance to ever be some big thing, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
It has an audience, but it lost its chance to be a huge deal. Same thing with ESO, but this one was actually made by Bethesda.
This year, almost year-long delay, this is probably them just baking in those first couple of updates that we would have got that would have fixed a lot of the stuff that would have really annoyed people, right?
You would hope so. I mean, so much of these games made by Bethesda or even with their engines, like I know Fallout New Vegas wasn't Bethesda, but it was made on the Fallout 3 tech. As much as people just, talk nothing but good things about that game, now it launched in a rough state, and that kind of like hurt it at first. So imagine if that game could have launched with like its first 6 months worth of patches, how much better it may have even done than it did. That's the hope, Jeff. I'm rooting for Starfield. I want it to be a lot of fun. I do miss playing like a real Bethesda game. I'm still just not 100% convinced it can deliver on all the hopes and dreams, but I hope so. My question is, so we have this coming now in the second half of the year for Xbox. Do they still have one more other big game aside from Forza? I mean, are we going to have...
Hellblade 2 is the only one I think is possible, and even that feels like it doesn't seem certain for this year, the way everything's going.
Right, so like I guess hey, Hi-Fi Rush, Forza and Starfield is better than last year, still pretty slow after one of the slowest years you could possibly imagine. Redfall is also happening. Thank you, guys.
Right, yes, Redfall.
Do forget about Redfall. And look, just because I'm not that interested in Redfall doesn't mean I should discount it. That's fair.
Right. And we have no idea what to expect from Redfall right now. It has a lot of possibility to be like a big game. It could also be one that comes and goes. We have no idea. I'm hopeful for it though. Forza, they still.
You know what? I will say that's if they have Redfall, they have Starfield, Forza. That's fine these days for what Microsoft and Sony can usually do. That's a fine year.
I think it's fine, except for all three of those were supposed to come out last year.
It is interesting. All of those were supposed to come out last year. So what was supposed to come out this year?
Right. That's it's like, so you would have had nothing this year instead? What's going, like, if all those would have came out last year, so this would have been the year you would have had nothing. Right? But I think they should try to at least get out Hellblade 2. Obviously they should try to get out whatever they can get out. Like, what the hell does that even mean? But Hellblade 2 would be a great capper and feel like, pretty big. Hi-Fi Rush, obviously a really great way to start the year. I think if you can close with Hellblade 2 with those three games in between, those other three games in between, that's a solid year. And then you kind of try to carry forward that momentum. Then all that's assuming all these games are issue free, which we just don't know. Forza Motorsport 8, just Forza 8, I think it's called at this point.
Just called Forza Motorsport.
Just called Forza Motorsport. That's right.
Yeah, which I don't. You know how I feel about that kind of thing. I don't like it, but sure.
Yeah. No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't like when you're we're just renaming it the same name as the. No, give it a number. Give it a subtitle. If not a number, don't just call it Forza Motorsport.
Minecraft Legends is another one, of course. Yes, I think it's Minecraft spinoffs. I think we're going to keep in a certain smaller tier because the last one was in that smaller tier as well. But it could take over the world. It could be a really big thing. Could be a great game. We'll see. We're not counting the Elder Scrolls Online DLC the way Microsoft did either, right? No one's asking us to do that either.
No, okay. I mean, there are people who really like Elder Scrolls Online, and I think it is definitely a good game.
Yeah, not saying anything like that. Yeah.
It's serving a specific community. It's not something that just Xbox fans are going to pick up because they're, going to consume all the Xbox stuff even, right?
Yep. Motorsport, though, that also doesn't have a date, right? Because the last I heard recently was October. So...
Yep. And that game's, I'm really excited for that. I've kind of been getting more into these racing games ever since... Honestly, Horizon, the last one got me a bit more into them, and then I actually really liked Gran Turismo 7. So I'm all ready for this.
They're good. They're really good on modern consoles because they play to the strengths of the modern consoles. With they feel great on those controllers. On the Xbox, I mean, obviously on PlayStation, Gran Turismo is using all of the features of the DualSense. The Forza is the one that uses those features of the rumble in the triggers on the Xbox, so it's you could feel the brakes on it's great. It feels fantastic. So but I'm hearing October for that one, and they still have not said that game's not coming in the first half of the year as well, I think. So
I'm not expecting it to at this point. I'm expecting that to also be second half.
But it's just weird that Starfield got its date before Forza got its announcement that it was delayed as well.
Maybe Forza's coming later. I don't know, because it does not have a specific date.
October as far as I've heard. Okay. That's going to do it for the big topics. If we missed anything, let me know, but also you can send in a super chat and we'll answer any of your questions about any of the news from the last week or so, or anything else you want to talk about. But what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll answer some of these super chats, and then we're going to get into our big decisions to be made this week.
So many decisions.
Okay.
Do we have to read an ad today?
No, we'll do it next week.
I'm going to go to the potty.
Okay, cool. Yes, I wasn't ready to put that in there, so we'll do that next week. Yes. Okay. So, also when we get back, we'll read the super chats, and then Sean will go right into the game. You'll just beam it like last week. And this week, I have no idea what to expect. Last week I knew we got Super Mario 64. This time I haven't seen it at all. So, very good. Okay. Cool. He's just yelling about his nuts.
I mean,
let me break.
You guys usually get paid to talk about your nuts.
Yeah, so right. And he's giving it away for free. Okay. There wants to be a Mikey in there too. I think there's a good shot he's going to win a trip to Margaritaville this week. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many stumpers are in there. I feel like I made it too easy. Okay. All right. Okay.
This is all very good.
Yeah, this is what people come here for. Just a crazy man yelling while urinating. We got to do something about this energy he has.
It's my
Okay.
Some people claim that
There's a woman to blame, but I know.
I know.
Bum, 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 bum.
I don't know what batter is. Hope there's no eggs in it.
All
More
right.
chilled cola for me.
Let's see. All right.
Good Mike to not bring his mic with him. No, not to the potty.
There's that.
The potty. Why did I call it the potty?
Because I call it the potty because of my kids.
Yeah. Should I watch the stream?
You should watch the stream. Yes, that he's sending to us. But
Yes.
we're gonna do the super chats first. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna bring this back in.
Okay.
Mike, we're back. There are super
sir.
chats, and then we have a bunch of other stuff to do. Let's start with those super chats, though.
Yes. Jaguar Gaming Network says, if you want to scream, let's bring up that people voted against you for the laws. Look, I'm in a good mood tonight. The haters, they're in the past. They can't hurt present Mike.
The haters are my escalator. I stand on them, and they take me higher.
Nice. I like that, Jeff. Yeah, what he said. That's good.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Big Fresh 37 says, Mike, did you ever consider Miyakeen instead of Tolkoto? Yeah, I do feel bad because they do say Tolkien instead of Tolkien. And our British friends on the voicemail dump truck today reprimanded us, rightfully so.
I'm gonna keep saying Tolkien.
It sounds better. Who cares what his
It does
real
sound
name was?
better.
So
Should
there
have a
it
better
is.
name than if you don't want it to be pronounced bad.
Yeah, I never considered Miyakeen or Miyakin. Andrew G says, Mike is right to pronounce GIF with a hard G. Wait, did I say GIF instead of GIF? Are you infecting me now?
You say GIF, which is correct, Mike.
Oh
I don't
my
know what I say
God.
anymore. I am going to start saying graphics interface format. To just
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be Switzerland about this.
Is it graphics interface or graphics interchange?
Interchange.
Oh,
Okay.
well, never mind then.
Wow, embarrass
I'll
yourself.
just say GIF. Going forward, I don't know.
Don't.
Yeah, that's the only safe way. Toad Pack Shakur says, so I went to Chili's
Why is this
and
fucked up?
discovered there's no more original chicken crispers. Jeff, WTF rumor did you start about OG crispers to get them canceled? How could they get rid of chicken crispers?
At Chili's?
At Chili's, I thought,
Listen,
I
I,
mean,
was just
George-
asking questions. I wasn't trying to get them canceled.
Jeff,
Listen,
Jeff.
Toadpox, sometimes the reporting has unintended consequences. What can I say?
Well, I guess there's nothing to get at Chili's except for margaritas, and baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Ribs.
Chili's baby back ribs.
There you go. Gratilda's Bazoongas says, have a KFC double down in Diablo 4 beta access on me. Thank you. I will say, look, I know I'm not the healthiest person in the world, but I was never able to bring myself to order a KFC double down.
I had it a couple times. It's fine.
I'm sure, but I don't know. There's just something. Look, I eat unhealthy things. I can't eat things that are almost meme unhealthy, Like that, like being unhealthy is the joke.
Yeah,
Just can't do it.
I order food from a gas station, so I know what I am.
Well, Sheetz is good. That's good stuff.
It is great stuff. It hit
That's
the
fine.
spot today.
I mean, it's just a real restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, and the hell with Wawa. Marvin Ginyard says, hey, Mike, it's the Juggernaut, bitch. Man, remember when making those jokes, and then they actually put that joke in X-Men 3, The Last Stand, so then we were done with it.
Yeah, one of the funniest things in my life is my brother getting out, because I didn't go to see X-Men 3. I was busy, and he came home,
Yeah.
and he was just devastated, and he just ranted for like hours, wasted, about how much the movie sucked.
Oh, it's terrible. It was X-Men 2 ruled.
X-Men 2
So, yeah.
rules, yes.
X-Men 2 is so good. X-Men 3 is... I still know who Brett Ratner is. I never saw, like, the good movies he made. I just know that he did X-Men 3 and it was bad, so I resent him.
Right. What I know about Brett Ratner is that Olivia Munn said that she went into a room and he was naked with his really hairy body and small penis, and he was eating shrimp.
Well,
and she was not a fan of that, I believe.
well, why not?
Allegedly.
Non Billy Barty says, Jeff, charge play date, greater than settings, greater than reset.
No. That's go to Playdate settings, reset, fix this crank. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. There you go. Jeff wants to fix your crank.
Okay, thank you. Now I just got to find my crank.
The Ted Derek says, since Mike compared them to, what is the actual difference between live service and RPG elements? Having played both, they seem similar to me, and I'm not sure why one is so hated and one is so loved. If you could pay money as an alternative to being stronger just by playing the game, that's kind of live servicey. But, there's a shop involved, and there's like battle passes are different than just normal, I killed 5 enemies, so I leveled up kind of progression, right?
Yeah, I mean, live service means something very specific. It is a game that is actively changing and getting updates almost every week, if not every day. And then, yes, then there's a lot of stuff like when people see the numbers on the gun and they're like, oh, this is like a live service game. I mean, you're right. They're seeing RPG elements, but what they're saying is, I can tell by looking at this image that they are going to have a way for me to spend money on this stuff to either get it faster or to unlock a lot of cosmetics, or they're going to have a paid path to engage with that game because they want me coming back every week. And then the structure of the game is going to have me coming back every day to do dailies and all these other things. They're seeing through the matrix a little bit, even though the thing they're looking at is what you would probably describe as like a character sheet from an RPG. Sure.
Yeah, if you have dailies, that's a big sign you're playing a live service game. That's for sure. But even just RPG elements I feel like they're a little bit in the crossfire too.
Sure. Well, yes, anything that's like plus 2% to this little thing here.
Yeah, it's people getting a little upset about it. Yeah, Gene Park is real sick of the dailies too.
Dailies, goddamn right.
I bet Gene loves dailies. Who are you kidding there, Gene? Al Grug says, how far along is Avowed again? Like, within 12 to 18 months. When is Avowed going to have some kind of reintroduction even? Is that happening this E3? You think we're going to see Avowed this summer?
It's so hard to predict. Like, they have so many games, big games announced that they need to update us on. And when do they do any of that? And how long do they wait? We're probably not going to get Everwild at this E3, but we could realistically get updates on Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, Fable, Perfect Dark, that Contraband game. Yeah, there's a whole list of stuff that they've talked about, and all that really matters is if they do another Contraband trailer that it has more Steely Dan in it. That's all they got to do.
Announce anything new aside from maybe Gears 6?
Yes, I think they need to be announcing at least like one new thing, because they can't just keep being like, here's an update on a bunch of games that we told you about years ago that we haven't released yet. That's like a bad show at a certain point.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be something from Double Fine at least, and everyone else.
Yeah, and there's stuff. The Coalition you mentioned, but Compulsion. I think they probably have a game pretty soon. In Exile's probably gonna have a new game soon. There's a lot of stuff that could be happening. That Wu-Tang game. I hope they announce that Wu-Tang game.
The Wu-Tang group, my favorite.
Yeah, cool.
Ariel Delgado says, who would be Walter and Jesse between you two, and what would you guys do that wasn't meth? Pirate Nintendo games? Jesse, we need a ROM hack. All right, I'll let... Sean's here waiting to do his game. Sean, can you tell us who is the Walter and who's the Jesse?
Initially I was going to say Jeff is the Walter.
Me too, and then I thought about it too, and then I thought about it too. Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing. Yeah, and I thought about
not just the Jesse. He was kind of just like, I guess I'm going along with this shit. All right.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the Jesse, and he's probably the Walter. As weird as that is.
Yeah, also, Mike has no hair, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's that. True. Yeah, we're gonna pirate Arby's sauce. We're gonna make our own Arby's sauce packets and sell them as
blue
originals.
Arby's sauce. Yeah, let's go.
Blue Arby's. Oh. Tight.
There
we go.
They got me.
I don't watch much TV or prestige TV, but I did see Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's good. Breaking Bad's good. Jaguar Gaming Network says, love the way you rise above hate. Yeah, Jeff, rise above hate already.
I mean, listen,
I'm rising above your hate all the time.
Hate is what powers me and fuels me. I can't rise above it. I need it.
I love how within a month you said bullying isn't real, and then bullying works.
No, I said you can't bully an adult.
Okay, that's we can
But
bully
you can bully a
corporations.
video game company.
You're actually
Like that
right.
works, and that's good.
I-
That's just
I
that's
think
just
you're
that's
right.
just a good way of doing things. That's good
I think
business.
you're correct. B. Traven says, "What is the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean?" There is none. That's just two words for the same thing.
What's a caper?
A caper. Well, I'll tell you what. It's not a brined pea, like I think Dan said the one time. It's something. It's brined. I don't know what the original lagoon or whatever you have is. But yeah, they're kind of pickly.
Okay. I had one the
Like
other
a
day in my
bonzo
factory
bean.
meal, and it was delicious.
Apparently, it's a flower bud of some kind. Yeah, they put them in.
It's a flower bud you pick before it's bloomed, right? That's what people were saying. I didn't know if I should believe that or not.
A flower bud that's brined. Well, there you go. That's capers for you.
Fucking A. All right.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it for Super Chats for now. Thank you, everybody. That was a bunch of them. We appreciate it. If you have anything else you want to say to Super Chat, we will read it before the end of the show.
Okay, let me.
I'm not going to promise because I forget sometimes, but I almost promise I will not forget. I'm going to do my best. Last time, I got distracted by fury and anger because of the console draft, but this time I won't allow that to happen.
All right, give me a second to capture you and all this stuff. Let me hide this. Show non-video participants. All right, vamp while I fix the cameras. Good job. This is great. Great work.
Like a vampire. Like, die, monster. You don't belong in this world. It is not by my hand that I am once again given flesh. I was summoned here by humans wishing to pay me tribute. Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves. Perhaps the same could be said of all religions. Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you. What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
Bravo.
I'm almost ready. All right.
I actually even liked the PSP redo of it. It's not bad.
It doesn't have the same character.
No, but the final line is still bringing. He's like, mankind, nothing but lies and deceits. Fight for them then, and die for their sins. It's not bad too, but the OG's the best.
Oh yeah, gotta love that cheese.
It's so Symphony of the Night. I am still mad I just can't play Symphony of the Night on my Switch. Like, give me a break.
They got to do something about that eventually.
You can play so many of the all-time great Metroidvanias on your Switch right now, including Metroid Fusion now, and that rules. You can't play Symphony of the Night, though, and that is messed up.
I don't like how Chad is encouraging you to do more voice acting.
It's impressive, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I've been able to do that for like decades now. I just kept watching that video because I was fascinated by it, and then before I knew it, I accidentally memorized it.
If we ever do a panel at like a PAX or anything, I'm gonna pay someone in the audience to come and ask you to do that live.
No, I'll do it. I should get like a cape so that I can like be extravagant with the cape when I'm doing the Dracula parts.
Always carry a cape with you. That's actually a good bit. I like that.
Yeah, there are some people, Jeff, in the industry, some friends, they kind of have dress codes, and that could never be my thing. But if I did, I would have a cape. Couldn't even say it.
I thought you were gonna say we have friends in the industry. They just wear capes all the time. It's kind of their thing.
Usually
I
wear
can't steal that.
Like Mike Williams has the bow tie he usually wears, I think, or tie, just tie.
Just a tie.
Or somebody else has the bow tie. But yeah,
Isn't that Parrish?
No, it's Louis Farrakhan.
No, it's like someone from IGN, or at least he was at IGN. If I saw his name, I'd remember.
Right.
Yeah, good guy. He does a good work.
Okay.
You ready, Jeff? I vamped.
I
vamped
did a
my
great
little
job.
heart out for you.
Thank you so much. Sean, we are ready. You want to take it away?
Excellent. I would love to. That's right, everybody. It is time for everybody's favorite game show within a podcast, closest to the Messy Pin, a Benji Bop original powered by Metacritic. Gentlemen.
Powered by Fandom's Metacritic, please.
So, first, we went over the rules last time. And for anyone just tuning in for the first time this time, the idea behind this is that we are going to give these guys a game title. They need to, as closely as possible, predict the Metacritic score. They will be armed with the information of the platform that we are talking about, the number of reviews for the game on that platform, and the year it originally came out. You want to get as close as possible to the exact score, and I neglected to mention this last time. There is an incentive if you get exactly correct. because for as far deviated as you are from the correct score, you will gain points. As golf rules, you want to have the lowest score possible by the end of the game, but if in any given round you guess the score correctly, this is to sort of incentivize you to not quite prices right each other. You get 5 points reduced from your score.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a high risk, high reward there to maybe not just bump up against your opponent. But, gentlemen, let's get into the first game. I need Jeff, who lost last time. You'll be telling me first what you think this Metacritic cumulative score is for Super Mario Galaxy, released on the Wii, November 12th, 2007. And we have 73 critic reviews aggregated here.
Okay. I am going to go with a 97.
Ooh, Jeff is predicting very high. Very high.
Is it broken? Oh no.
Bob, your buns are broken.
Uh-oh. All right. Should we do the other game and we can come back to this?
I mean, I could keep the score manually.
Okay, if you want to. Yeah. All right, sounds good. All right, cool. We can see your okay, you're going to do a notepad. All right, great. Okay, cool. So I said a 97.
Did anybody see any porn games there in that start menu?
I know there's definitely some furry porn games in there, and I didn't even see them. I just know.
Okay, so Jeff, you were guessing, what was it?
97.
97. Mike, what are you guessing on Super Mario Galaxy?
I literally wanted to guess 97. I remember it was astronomically high. So now my question is, do I want to go lower or higher? I mean, 98 sounds ridiculous, but I remember it reviewing so well. I'm worried it's 97. I'll be honest. Hopefully, maybe some newer guys come in and been cynical about it. Although, maybe newer people have come in and are kinder. I'll say 98. Let's go, Mario Galaxy. I'll say 98.
Mike's going high at 98. Okay. Now, let's see if the bun works. All right, well.
Do you want to try resetting it and see if that'll take?
Yeah, let me try that one.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
But
do you have any troubleshooting ideas for him?
He says, "I swear it works."
Oh man, he's giving us the Han Solo. Now we're boned.
That's the Han Solo. Yeah, that's not very good.
They told me they fixed it.
You can't trust Lando
and
Lobot to fix things for you. Lobot doesn't even talk. I don't even know if he's a person or a robot. His name rhymes with robot.
He's probably like a human cyborg relations kind of thing, but more cyborg.
But I assumed he's a person who's been lobotomized and turned into a robot, hence a Lobot. I always got weird vibes from a Lobot.
Yeah, that's deeply upsetting because that's exactly what they were going for now that you say it out loud and I think about it for the first time in my life.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. Maybe they're doing him a favor.
So like they didn't do it to him, but at least they gave him a job.
Yeah.
He has to work for Lando Calrissian.
Or like he's like that. Like his brain went bad, and like, listen, we're either gonna put you down or you got to be a robot worker for Lando. Okay, there's nothing good here.
I'm a big fan of the way they have to kind of carry around C-3PO like a backpack, and he's just whining about the whole time at the end of the movie. That's great.
Yeah, that's good. I know it's good because that movie I had it on. It was on TNT, and I was like cleaning out my closet the other weekend or this past weekend, and my kids spotted it, and they were just started watching, and they're like, "Dada, I like this robot going on the guy's back." I'm like, "Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. It's great stuff, isn't it?"
Yeah,
also really like R2-D2.
The droids, I think the droids always pull in the youngsters. That's what I definitely like the most. I still kind of do like R2-D2 and C-3PO almost more than anything else in Star Wars.
Yeah, they're great.
They're great. I remember I had a weird comic about them, and it kind of like went places. Like it got almost a little too.
Every issue is just like people asking, "Are you a pleasure model?"
Well, Star Wars itself never really delves into the topic of like are droids sentient, right?
No, they do in that movie you like Solo, right? Don't they have a whole
for a second? But yeah, I do like Solo. They did try to do that for a little bit. Well, it's weird because like one half they will treat them like they're sentient, the other half it's like no one cares. Turn it off.
People say things that infuriate me, like Andor. oh, it's good, but it's not Star Wars. It's not real Star
Oh,
Wars. And I'm just like,
not
okay,
real. It's not real Star Wars like the Ewok Adventures.
yeah. And I'm like, man, no, that's Solo. Solo is a good movie that is not good Star Wars at all.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, now you're doing the same thing. You're
Yeah,
just
but I'm
being
right, Mike.
as
That's the
insufferable.
difference. That's
Look,
the difference.
It's all Star Wars.
Yeah.
He's like, I have a friend who's like, oh, Papa John's is fine as fast food, but it's not pizza. And I'm like, look, it's not like being pizza alone is some like celebration or some award. Like, it's pizza. Doesn't mean it has to be good.
Yeah. Mostly what I mean by that is it like has a superficial relationship to the rest of the series in that here's how he got his pants and his name, and not here's how he became who he was, or has any like DNA of that character or whatever.
Well, Jeff, like all professional podcasters, we killed time by talking about Star Wars, but I think maybe Sean has fixed things.
You guys just need each other to vamp. I'm very proud of you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Is it ready? I don't see it. So
Does it look correct?
oh, hang on. Let me see this here because
It's
just
showing up weird in the preview.
I just see Mike. I don't see it. You streaming it to me. Maybe I have to
He's
get it.
streaming it to me.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Sometimes Discord just doesn't give me the option to see it. I have
Oh,
to like
your
hover
Discord's
over
been
you.
running great for weeks now.
Okay, I haven't reinstalled it yet. If you want to judge me for that, go ahead. Okay, it does look good, but let me get you fixed here by going to that, and now we should be good. Okay, 97 versus 98. I don't even know if I probably will edit all that out. So let's just kind of
that's good stuff.
I'll put it at the end. I'll put it after the
It wasn't
stinger.
that good. I was
There
joking.
you
You
go.
can leave it.
Content.
Yeah, listen, it was good filler. It was a good filler episode. Okay,
I know how to fill them.
Cool.
Gross.
That
cool.
being said, the correct Metacritic score for Super Mario Galaxy is 97.
I knew it was right. I knew I wanted
Yes.
it. I wanted it.
Yes.
I can't
Jeff
believe you
taking
said
the early lead with -5.
if I was able to go first. If I was able to go first, as soon as damn it, how did we both think it was 97?
I was going to say
Did we both
97
just know?
if you would have gone first to 97 because I'm like I think that's right and I don't
But
want
I could just say 97 also.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that. That's the coward's way
No,
out. The
you
hell with
can't.
that.
You can't do that. You need to have different guesses.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
No way you can. There's no way you could force that rule if there is a -5 for getting it exactly
All right,
right.
mister. All right, mister. I'm winning and have issues with the rules.
Listen, I'll be honest. I wasn't paying attention to the rules. There was a lot of them.
See, if anyone wondered why I abbreviated the rules last time, this is why.
I'm like I'm not reading all that shit.
right. Mike, it is your turn to go first here. You see, that's how it balances out.
I like it.
Mike
yeah.
will be giving me the Metacritic score he thinks Gunstar Superheroes has.
Oh,
as the
shit.
Game Boy Advance game released October 25th, 2005. And this is based on 31 critic reviews.
Huh, that's an interesting one. I haven't played this yet, by the way. I really want to. Me and Jeff both love Gunstar Heroes.
I love Gunstar Heroes.
This is one they could hopefully just put on NSO, by the way. Why not? That would rule. I'd be so happy if this was on NSO. Oh, they got to get Contra 4. Oh, that's DS. Never mind. 86. I'm going to say 86 for Gunstar Superheroes. 85. 85.
85, final answer?
Final answer.
Okay.
Taking a mulligan
Jeff.
there.
What are you thinking here?
I'm gonna say 86.
86, he thinks.
God damn it. If it's
And
86.
Mike's lack of confidence is going to screw him over.
Yeah.
Huh? All right, fair enough. Well, the correct score for Gunstar Superheroes is 83.
Okay, all right.
Take it.
Started the comeback.
No,
Take it.
1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. Ignore what you see on your screen. Game number 3. We're swinging back to Jeff now, who's going to tell me his guess for Elite Beat Agents.
Ooh.
Of course, the Nintendo DS classic released, this is a little earlier than I thought, actually. November 6th, 2006.
It was an early-ish
based on
DS game.
51 critic reviews. Yeah, it was a Touch Generations game, so I'm a little surprised that was that early on.
This is tough because it's an incredible game. And I know
So
some
good.
people appreciated its genius at the time, but I don't think it was in like the 90s. I'm going to say a strong 88.
A strong 88. All right,
Yes.
still a very
I think it's a very
good
high score. And right, it is a very high score. But I
Damn
think
it.
it's right.
I probably would have also said like 88 because I'm thinking the same thing. If there's justice in the world, it would be like a 100. This game rules.
101 even.
Yeah. Gosh. I'll say 87.
All right, Mike is going under at 87. All right, the correct answer is 87.
Let's go! All right. Yes, nice.
Mike takes the lead now with that perfect guess at -2 to Jeff's -1. We have a
Horseshit.
very close game here.
I like it. I like it.
Let's see. That was Jeff's pick, so that means that Mike will be going first for game number 4, which is
EBA.
Excite Bike 64.
Whoa.
Released naturally for the Nintendo 64, April 30th, 2000. I didn't realize it was that late. Based on 24 critic reviews.
That's hard.
This is very hard.
I honestly have no idea what people thought of this game at the time.
Jeff, you don't have this tattooed on your arm or anything like that?
I mean, I have Excite Bike 64 all over my body. I don't care what the critics had to say. I know it's a great game.
I'm going to say an 83.
Fuck you,
83.
man. Damn it.
That's a little bit lower than the scores we've been given.
Man.
Jeff likes my answer.
Yeah, I wanted to go with like an 82, but then you boxed me out of anything if they like it. If somehow it. Man, that's such a hard score to work around. I'm gonna go 80. I'm gonna go 84.
All right, Jeff's going above Mikey here.
All right.
This is just a bad move, but I think I don't know. 84.
You guys like sticking to the Price's writing. It's very.
Well, I mean,
Well, it's
interesting
just
how
it's
you're
not
playing
even that. Jeff and I just do things similar.
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
both close.
this. Yeah, who would have thought these two sharing a brain? I would have
Yeah,
guessed.
yeah.
All right, Excite Bike 64 currently on Metacritic has a score of 88.
Ooh,
Wow.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow. All
So
right.
Jeff, by going higher, gains 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Mike gains 5. Once again, we have a tied game going into the final round.
Oh no.
Very interesting.
Wow.
And
Oh, boy.
Jeff is picking first. This is basically what won from Mike last time. You have the opportunity to guess the score first on Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2
How many reviews?
Released.
53. Okay.
on the Nintendo DS, September 29th, 2009. And yes, there are 53 critic reviews currently on Metacritic. 54 after Jeff inevitably loses this.
Sean, I'm going to
Jeff?
go with a 75.
Oh, Jeff thinks it did okay, but not amazingly, huh?
I'm like 53 is enough to drag it down. I think there's enough normies in there that it probably dragged it down a little bit.
I see. Interesting. Okay. And Mikey, the Kingdom Hearts fan, I'm wondering what your feelings are.
Man, you put
here. What
fan
do
in
you think this
quotation
game
marks.
got?
Weird.
79.
79. He thinks that people liked it a little bit more. Interesting.
That's a terrible score. Because what if it's 77?
Well, then we tie as friends.
Then you
Okay.
tie and
All
you
right.
shake hands and you go to Margaritaville. Gentlemen, Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2 has a Metacritic score of 75.
Ah, no! Wow!
Jeff takes it over Mike.
bitch.
-2 to 7.
Woo! Well played.
Jeff
well played.
with 2 perfect guesses tonight. Well done,
They call me
sir.
Mr. Perfect 2 times.
Good job, Jeff.
Thank you.
Very
Yes,
well
that was
done.
fun. That's a good game, Bob. Thank you so much, Sean. As always, thank you for hosting.
Always a pleasure. And yeah, shouts to Bob for putting that together for us, just like he always does.
Yep. All right. Let me get this other game in here. Actually, we'll take just a real quick break. We'll be right back, everybody. Okay.
That's impressive, Jeff.
Yeah, that was that felt right. When you said when I said 75, what were you thinking? Were you like, no, that's fine. I still have my score in mind.
If I could have gone first, I was going to get 79.
Okay.
I thought there were enough freaks that were going to inflate that score a little bit more than that.
Right, you have to imagine that just like RPG fans were reviewing it, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let me bring you. Wait, nope. There we go.
Jeff Peepy, the Kingdom Hearts question, sure did. We have to start thinking about episode 300 here soon.
Yeah. When is that going to be?
9 episodes from now, so 2 months and 1 week.
Okay.
That's just coded way of asking what episode this is for later.
Yeah, well, I have. Listen, that was. I'm not even trying to hide that. I have no idea.
Jeff, you're starting with too hard a question here.
Listen, I'm sorry, Mike. I know I should make it a little bit easier for you. Are you ready though? Should we get into it?
I'm ready, sir.
Hey, Sean, actually, could you do me a favor and stop streaming the game? Yeah, I just want to make sure it was going to break it. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to bring us back in. Mike, we're going from one game to another. I am ready for another issue of Who Wants to Be a Mikey-Ionaire. As always, we need to remind people what's on the line here for you. If you win, if you get to the $1 million question and you get it right, I'm going to take you on an all expenses paid trip, except for you driving to my house, to Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville in sunny Cleveland, Ohio.
Who wants to go to Margaritaville?
Who wants to go to Margaritaville?
I do.
Yes, this is a subtitle here. I have a game ready to go. It's once again, it's 15 questions of increasing difficulty. I feel like I tuned it a little bit better. We'll see.
I did all right last time.
You did great last time. I mean, it really it's just going to come down to like, is like this one piece of little thing. People know how the game goes. Let's get into it because obviously, as always, it starts off real easy. So let's go with this first question here. Which company created Mario? A, Nintendo. B, Sega. C, the Central Intelligence Agency. D, Sony.
Well, I know that the CIA famously hates Italians, so I don't think it's them.
Or was it a psyops against Italians?
Well, I'm going to take a crazy guess here and say A, Nintendo. Final answer.
That is your final answer. All right. That is correct.
Yay.
Oh, man. I don't have an ad blocker on this browser. That's not great. Oh, no. Oh, great. Okay. Let's see here if I can get back to that. What is this? Okay, you know what? Let me put this in my.
Let's find some SUV deals, though. We're professionals,
okay,
everybody.
Maybe I'll have to just go back. All right. Who makes Fortnite? A, Nintendo. B, Sega. C, the Central Intelligence Agency. Or D, Epic Games.
Yeah, could it really not be the CIA twice in a row? That'd be crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think my instincts are telling me it's D, Epic Games. Final answer.
That's correct. All right. Question 3. In Minecraft, which enemy is green and explodes? Is it A, Creeper, B, Goomba, C, Eggman, D, Notch?
How dare you say that name? It's A, Creeper. Final answer.
That is correct.
Wow.
Good job so far. You're on the $500 question. Question 4. Which of these games is not a licensed Nintendo game for the CDI? This comes from via Jat in our Discord. A, Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon. B, Link, the Faces of Evil. D, Hotel Mario. C, I'm sorry, they're out of order here. C, The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, or D, Hotel Mario.
Right. Yeah, that would be C, The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
That is correct.
I kind of want to play those stupid CDI Zelda games.
Yeah, which is why I'm not going to let you do it for Blake Club.
I know, I shouldn't have ever said anything.
Which game is widely credited with introducing the concept of loot to video games? A, Sid Meier's Pirates. B, Borderlands. C, Diablo. Or D, Destiny.
Huh. I mean, I think I might be overthinking it. It's definitely not B or D. I think you're being cute with pirates. So it's C. It's Diablo. Final answer.
That is correct.
I was a little scared there.
All right,
All right, I like it.
Okay, so you passed your $1,000 question. That's where things got tough last time. Things should start to ramp up here now.
All right, a little bit. I'm ready for it.
What planet does Metroid 1 and its remakes take place on? This comes via low rule. A, ZDR. B, SR388. C, Talon 4. D, Zebes.
Did you say Zebes? You say
I
Zebes?
don't actually say anything. I just read it.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. That's why I don't know how to pronounce it when I have to
Zebes.
say it, and I panic.
Mhm.
But yes, the answer is D, Zebes.
That is correct.
Woo!
Which of
Talon 4 is
these
the best, though.
Which of these Super Nintendo games came out first? Which one of these Super Nintendo games came out first? A, Chrono Trigger. B, Kirby's Dream Course. C, Donkey Kong Country 2. Or D, Yoshi's Island.
Well, Chrono Trigger and Yoshi's Island are both late. Donkey Kong Country 2 is also pretty late. I'm pretty sure that's B, Kirby's Dream Course.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
That is correct.
I was a little scared there that it was actually Donkey Kong Country 2. Okay, whew.
All three of those were 1995. Kirby's Dream Course, 1994.
Okay.
Which show did Halo debut at? This comes from Sewerlink on our Discord. A, E3. B, Macworld. C, GDC. D, Gamescom.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty famously was at Macworld because it was a big Mac thing at first, oddly enough. So yeah, the answer is B, Macworld.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Quit Googling. How dare you?
I'm telling chat not to say answers just in case.
Yes, thank you. Yes. All right, that's correct. That's 8 questions correct. You are more than halfway through.
All right, I got all my lifelines, baby.
What was the name of the canceled spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness? A, Darkness Unleashed. B, Shadow of the Eternals. C, Eternal Darkness Rises. D, Insanity Rising.
God, I thought I would recognize it when I saw it.
Just tell us what you're thinking.
Well, I'm thinking it's B, Shadow of the Eternals, but it doesn't sound completely right. It's definitely not C. Insanity Rising. Man, again, I just thought I was going to know it when I saw it. This is rough because this is too. I don't like that I have to do one here. So
But if you get it wrong, it's all over. So
yeah, I know. What lifelines do I have?
So you have phone a friend. Your brothers, I believe. We will let you call Sean as well. Let's see, and then ask the audience. I can put the poll to the chat, and then what would be the other one?
50-50.
50-50, and then yes, I can do a 50-50 for you because that's actually just a button right here.
Yeah, 50-50 might not help much unless Eternal Darkness Rises left. I might need to poll the audience on this one.
Okay, so we are going to put a poll to the audience right now. Chat. I'm going to give you 4 letters. You are going to have just about 30 seconds to vote. So just vote. So, what is correct?
I can't believe I don't remember this because that whole Pixar was very funny because it failed spectacularly. It was very amusing.
All right, please vote
again,
now, everybody. Please vote.
The question again is, what was the name of the canceled
Do
spiritual
not put the
successor
answer
to
in the
Eternal
chat.
Darkness?
Just vote.
A, Darkness Unleashed. B, Shadow of the Eternals. C, Eternal Darkness Rises. Or D, Insanity Rising. Which one of those was the canceled spiritual successor
Okay.
to Eternal Darkness?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With more than 50 votes, B is in the lead with 56%.
Yeah.
Then it goes D20, C's 13%, and A has 9%.
I thought that was right. Hopefully I didn't influence the vote by saying that, but we're going to have to go B, Shadow of the Eternals. Finally. Imagine if it's wrong.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you, chat.
Well done. Well done. Good job, chat. Good job, Mike. Moving on to question number 10, the $32,000 question. In Final Fantasy VI, what is Shadow's shoot name? A, Claude. B, Clyde. C, Clint. D, I'm sorry. A Claude, B Clyde, with the CLIDE, C Clint, or D Clyde, CLYDE.
Wow, Jeff. I like Final Fantasy 6 a lot. I haven't played in a bit, and I just think of him as Shadow. Those different Clydes are throwing me off.
Yep, it's almost like I didn't mean to do that. It's not going to affect the correct answer to the question or anything like that, but I'm like, why do I have two Clydes?
Well, here's my real problem. Is that I'm going to have to guess. I don't know. I don't think my brothers know. I don't really think Sean knows. So I think my best bet here is to do a 50-50, so at least I have a 50-50 chance of guessing correctly.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I want to take a 50-50, Jeff, please.
I'm going to hit the button. Oh,
Hit it. All right.
So, for audio listeners, we have removed two of the answers. The two that are left, B, Clyde, CLIDE, and D, Clyde, CLYDE.
I'm glad it's these two, because no one spells Clyde CLIDE. If it's that, I'm going to freak out a smidge. Not like last week. I'll freak out a smidge. Answer's D, Clyde with a Y. Final answer. That's so close to Clive, the name of the guy from Final Fantasy 16, by the way. It's upsetting. Oh, boy. Scared.
That is correct.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy, that's a lot of questions left with one lifeline.
You got to get through them, though. You got to get through them. You can't get one wrong. That's just how the game works. You got to use them when you have to use them.
That's fine.
What was the name of the ancient artifact that Lara Croft is tasked with finding in the original Tomb Raider? A, the tome. B, the scion. C, the ark. D, the spear.
God, I just played this, and I don't know. I played some of this, and I could have cared so less about the story. I'm pretty sure it's an ark, though. It's such a Indiana Jones knockoff. It's scion. I don't think it's a scion. Scion's a person, not a spear. Could be a tome. Would it really actually be an arc, literally just like Indiana Jones? I don't know why that was what I first went towards. I could see those margaritas floating away, Jeff, right now, just getting out of reach.
This is a $64,000 question. Things are really tough at this point. This is a really tough question.
You know, I don't know. I don't think AJ knows, but he played this game at some point. He might have a better idea than me. But I'm going to try to call AJ.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So we're phoning a friend right now. Mike is calling his brother AJ, who's dutifully standing by the phone. We're all sure. Let's see.
Chris is awake. Chris, you don't know anything about this.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, AJ. It's your brother Mike. I'm on Who Wants to Be a Mikey in there? Who wants to go to Margaritaville?
Mike, I want to go to Margaritaville. You should go to Margaritaville. Let's go to Margaritaville.
Well, AJ, I'm going to need your help to make that wish come true.
Mike, I will never try harder for anything in my life than this.
All right. So here's the question.
You have 1 minute.
What was the name of the ancient artifact that Lara Croft is tasked with finding in the original Tomb Raider? Is it A, the tome, B, the scion, C, the ark, or D, the spear?
Mike, you're not gonna like this.
Shit.
I have no freaking clue.
Okay, what's your instinct?
Talk it out.
Tomb Raider? No, that's not it. Say them again.
The tome, the scion, the ark, or the spear?
My gut's saying arc or spear, but that's really based on nothing. I honestly have no idea.
My gut also went with arc. I'm just worried it's a little too on the nose with the whole Indiana Jones thing.
Right, that's my concern too. A spear seems like something she would get.
Keep talking it out.
Yeah, I don't know, AJ. I think I'm
Any other lifelines left?
This is it. This is question. There's 4 questions after this. I'm not feeling great about it. But I think we're going to guess C. What do you think? It's the arc.
That's your call, man.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, AJ.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck to you. Good luck. Take luck.
Thank you. I'll take luck.
Have a good fight. You too. Wow. Look,
How are you feeling?
I wasn't expecting much from him. He hasn't played Tomb Raider 1 in a very long time either. I should know. I actually did play some of this game recently.
Do you want to like think about like what the thing was? So you want to like kind of like.
Look, here's what I remember when I played it. I was Lara Croft. Some guy came, said, do a thing. Lara Croft's like, okay. And I went to a cave and I fought some like mountain lions or bears. And then I fought dinosaurs. And then I kind of got bored. So, look, I got nothing here. I'm going to guess C, the arc. That's all I got.
Are you sure?
No, but it's final answer anyways.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Sorry, that is incorrect. Correct answer was the Scion.
The Scion? Shit,
yes, the Scion is the artifact that Lara searches for in Tomb Raider and its remake, Tomb Raider Anniversary. It was destroyed in 1996 in Atlantis.
Of course it was.
Which is when she was there. So, because she destroys things whenever she's somewhere. Its remains are in Lara's treasure vault. So
that's okay, Jeff. You know, it was getting rough there. I was going through lifelines like crazy. I was losing the plot there. What can you do?
Yep. Let's see. Can we just? Yeah. There we go. You want to do the rest of the questions anyhow?
Sure.
I'm not going to reuse them.
Funsies.
All right. So there we go. In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, how many total individual characters are there? A, 74, B, 76, C, 79, D, 89. And because the question is phrased this way, and I double checked with my experts, I do want to just tell you this should include Echo Fighters.
Include Echo Fighters. Probably includes DLC.
Yes.
There's a ton of them. I probably would have guessed D, to be honest. I would have gone real big. I feel like there's so many. I would have guessed 89. I'd probably been wrong.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's upsetting.
All right. What is the name of the player character in Fallout New Vegas? A, the Courier, B, the Lone Wanderer, C, the Sole Survivor, or D, the Vault Dweller?
Well, he's not the Vault Dweller. He's not the Sole Survivor.
Sean, I just didn't have time to rework the quiz.
Gosh, I think he's the Courier, actually. Maybe a Lone Wanderer, but I think Courier. Let's go with that as my guess.
It is A, the Courier. That is correct.
If I get the rest of these, that's upsetting if I was this close.
Who directed The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? A, Yoshiaki Koizumi. B, Hidemaru Fujibayashi. C, Eiji Aonuma. Or D, Hiramasa Shikata. And I apologize for my pronunciation.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Aonuma. I think he's just producer on that one. Otherwise, I don't know these people. I know I should know the name of the director, but I don't. I would guess B, Fujibayashi, if I had to.
That is correct.
Jesus Christ. God damn it. How close was I to Margaritaville? What's the last one?
What was the first game product that Shigeru Miyamoto was involved in? A, Color TV game Racing 112. B, Sheriff. C, Space War. D, Radar Scope.
I think it's Space War. That sounds familiar. Let's guess C, Space War.
Final answer?
Sure.
Color TV game Racing 112. It's a little racing wheel thing. I guess you plug into a TV, and it's the first thing he worked on, I guess. So
fair enough.
Yes. Space War, not a Nintendo game. That was the first game at Computer Space. One of them was like the very first one, and then that was a clone of the other one.
Oh, that's why it sounds familiar, because you keep talking about it and how it got cloned and all that shit.
Totally. Okay. Listen, it was a good showing. I think you're getting closer. I think it is about saving those lifelines, but you also have to use them when you have to use them. So
yeah. What can you do? I wasn't sure.
What can you do? All right. So who wants to be a Mikey in there will return very soon, because I want to go to Margaritaville.
I want to go to Margaritaville for absolute.
Yeah. For absolute. We'll get back to that soon.
Ricky Starks. I want to go.
In the meantime, Mikey, what have you been playing?
Metroid Fusion is very good. That game looks awesome. I love the whole space station setting. I love any time you're in like a corridor and there's a window and you kind of see the Starfield moving behind you. That is just fantastic. It definitely has a little bit of that problem that every Nintendo game had then, where there's just a little too much talking. There's a lot of here's what Adam the computer says, go do this, go do that, and it's I get it. All you had to do actually is like Metroid Prime, flash a thing on the screen. I get the idea. I don't really need the exposition.
Yep.
That stuff cools down as the game goes on.
It does.
So whatever. I mean, a lot of those do too. But it is such a fun game. It looks awesome. I mean, look, all those 2D Metroid games that are just basically being Super Metroid, aka Super Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission, they all just feel fantastic to me. I just love the physics of it. I love the upgrade path of it. Just so many good moments. Like that one time you go down the elevator and the SAX just bursts through that wall and you're not expecting it. It's awesome. And I know this is like a relatively shorter playthrough too, which just kind of almost makes it more exciting. Like I could beat this. Maybe I'll actually try to get like one of those really good times and, see Samus wearing her orange like sports bra. I don't know. A just reward. It'll be good stuff. But yeah, you're not playing this yet though, right?
No, I'm sticking with Minish Cap, which I've been enjoying a ton. But no, I'm not playing Fusion yet. I will. I love Fusion, but I did play it relatively recently, so I wasn't feeling the urge like, oh, it's dropped, I gotta play it right now. I'm mostly like, oh, I'm so glad that so many people are playing Fusion again. That's one of the joys of this stuff.
How far are you in Minish Cap now?
So I started my stream last night and I played for about 2.5 hours, and my plan was, I just beat Dungeon 2, I'll beat Dungeon 3, and maybe do even more. And what happened is like there's a really long gap of stuff you got to do between Dungeon 2 and Dungeon 3. And apparently it's the longest gap between dungeons in the game. But I got like my Pegasus boots and all that stuff, and I was able to get to Dungeon 3. I think I either beat it or like came very close to beating. I think I did beat it. That's right. Because then I did leave the dungeon, and then I went back to Hyrule Town, and I upgraded my wallet size, and I learned the dash stab and things like that. So
the dash stab. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm like, I've made a lot of progress. I got a lot of cool stuff now. And I'm like, I'm cooking. It is occasionally, for me, still frustrating because I feel out of sync with it, is how I'll say. Where I'm like, I'll put some of the blame on me as someone who doesn't have a great attention to detail, as is obvious when anyone watches this show. And so I feel like I'm missing a lot of the keys, like not like the actual in-game keys, but like the on-screen tells of how to solve some of these puzzles. And so it takes me a second longer. Sometimes I do. I haven't had to look up any solutions to puzzles for the most part, except for maybe once. I think I'm like, where is this thing? And I just like, oh yeah, I got the digger thing, and I had to just go find this other room and go upstairs. And of course, it's like, it's obvious once you read, like, you got to go there. But it doesn't feel like the game is necessarily shunting me, like, oh, go over there now that you got this thing. Like, it's obvious. Like, now you have this thing, you can dig through here, and you end up where you need to go. It's like, no, you got to remember that thing's over there. And that's fine. It is fun because it's still a very fun game, and it's still cool to explore this world because it's still a great looking Game Boy Advance game. It looks so good.
I love it. It's one of the best looking GBA games. I mean, that and Metroid Fusion both look so amazing.
Right. I wouldn't necessarily want remakes of either of those games because I don't want them to look any different than they look like. They look great the way they are.
There's absolutely no point in remaking those two. I mean, look, I think I said that about Resident Evil 4 at some point in my life too, and now that remake's coming out and looking amazing, I'm like, oh,
looks amazing.
Yeah, actually.
I wouldn't want them to be like, oh, let's take this and make this a modern game that looks like Dread. Like, okay, listen, I will play it. I'm sure I would love it, but I kind of want this game to just be preserved the way it is right now and look the way it does now. That's good enough for me. But yeah, Minish Cap's been a lot of fun. I'm glad I got some momentum again with it, so I'm gonna do a few more streams here with that and try to get through it. Other than that, though, kind of like waiting for Resident Evil 4, playing some more Fire Emblem Engage, stuff like that. Just trying to get some stuff off my plate before other big games come.
Yep. I did play the new tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe also. And
yeah, I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
They're all fun, but that Yoshi's Island track rules. That is awesome. That's like one of my new favorite Mario Kart tracks ever already. I love that. I kind of want more tracks like that.
Was that the reason you checked this out? Because like, in the past, like new Mario Kart tracks, it's not like you were there day one most of the time, right?
Yes. Normally I would just play it that night. Well, part of it's because I was streaming anyways. One, because I was testing out my router.
Right,
And I was
okay.
playing Metroid Fusion.
Things
It's like,
lined
oh,
up.
yeah, sure. Hey, let's play the new tracks. Also, I am more excited than usual because of this Yoshi's Island track.
Right.
And yeah, it rules. It's fantastic.
Anything else? Because if not, I got one more thing that we should talk about.
Yeah, just Wo Long was been playing a
Right.
bit of that on stream, and yeah, it's fun. The action feels really good. A lot of the small stuff just isn't nearly as good as, like, say, in an Elden Ring or like a From Software game. It even like leveling up, they just kind of, instead of like, here, put things in your strength stat or this, it's, well, put it in the fire element or your water. And I'm like, when am I leveling up? Oh, whatever. That's all fine. And there's also more story, like cutscenes that are stupid, bad. Like, a guy comes in a horse and fights people and with bad animation. Watch this for 20 seconds. Okay, I guess I will. That's fine. But it feels really good. I like parry heavy games, Jeff. I'm a good parrier. So
Yes, I
that'd be
really
fun.
enjoy parrying in games too. It's why I like Sekiro was finally the From Software game that got me, because it's like, no, that's the one where you need to parry. You have to parry. There's no other
Yeah, no
option.
dodge
Like,
rolling,
sounds cool to me.
coward.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you can't. Sure, try dodge rolling. That's going to work once, but then you got to do it. You're going to have to parry. And it's like, okay, that rules. It also just feels good, and apparently, it feels very good in Wo Long, according to everybody. I don't know, just don't have a ton of time to spare for yet another new game. Especially
It
when
is
I'm like,
hard for me.
I was enjoying the Wild Hearts. I'm like, I kind of want to go back to that still. So I don't know.
It is hard to me imagine like beating Wo Long. I'm playing it, I'm having fun, but Resident Evil 4 soon. I still want to play Dead Space, and I'm either gonna
Right.
like start it very soon and try to beat it before Resident Evil comes out, or hold off until after I beat Resident Evil now. So things are weird.
Well, I mean, Wo Long is definitely in that category where it's like, okay, I get it. Like, it's okay to put that game in that category.
I know what you. Yeah, like I do kind of. Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
I know what I've
Hey,
grown.
it's not.
And I
It's not.
enjoy
That's
it.
almost not like a negative against the game. It's like, no, you show me your stuff. I get it. I know where it goes. But I'm gonna go try something else now. Like, it's fine though. Thank you for this awesome play that we had. But yeah, I'm gonna move on.
I'm glad it was on Game Pass.
Yeah. Game Pass having man, it's like, man, those 3 games announced and just coming off of Wo Long. Game Pass is doing pretty okay this year for that tier game. Okay. Any other games, Mike?
That's it. We have more super chats, but you said there's something else you wanted
Yes. I wanted to just do a quick Fantasy Critic monthly recap here. Bob
okay.
sent this over as well. Shout out to Bob for the help this week. February is always an interesting time for the Critic Leagues. For some, the allure of the draft is behind them and go into hibernation until E3. For some, it's an opportunity to fill out the rest of their team, only to go into hibernation for the rest of the year. And then there is Nick Turbo, who thought he could quietly whiff on an indie game. Anyway, let's get into February's highlights. In the Game Mess Critics League, we had 10 teams make 19 successful bids totaling $129 this month. That is a 53.9% decrease in spending month over month for you MPD nerds. In the Last of the Critic Dogs League, we had 7 teams make 15 successful bids totaling $151, which is a 51.6% decrease. Let's see. It looks like the players in Mike's leagues are following his lead, making fewer moves for larger prices. I think Mike inflated the cost over there. I think he
Good.
made his moves, and now everyone's got to pay more. The highest bidders of the month, Gamer Meat, managed by Epic Open World, spent $20 on the seemingly leaked Mortal Kombat 12. Man, what a move. God damn it. I should have gotten that.
Not bad.
Thinly Veiled Bitcoin Miners, managed by Breadfish, spent $31 counterpicking the next Final Fantasy XIV expansion, as Square confirmed it won't be coming out this year. The lowest bidders of the month, OpenAI Masters, and which is managed by Sewerlink, counterpicked The Last Cause of Benedict Fox for free. The Legend of Heroes Trail in the War for Waifus, managed by Bench JC, counterpicked unannounced mainline 2D Mario platform for free as well. Some thrifty counterpicks this week, as teams still have a second counterpick they need to assign before the deadline of September 1st. We've got a few months there. Let's see who cashed in and crashed hard. So on some of February's releases, the best scoring game on a roster last month was Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line with 16 points. So shout out to Waifus R Us for that
really
draft pick.
overperformed.
Yes.
Good on anybody picked that one up.
That was huge. Octopath Traveler 2 scored 14 points for Crystal Dynamics and Decrepit Games. Another good one. Some of the lower
but nah, the hell with Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, I know for sure. That's Crystal with a K, of course, everybody, in case you're wondering who we're talking about. Some of the lower scores for the month include Blanc, which unfortunately scored -2 points for Nintendo Ohio's roster, managed by Screaming Madden. And finally, the aforementioned Wanted Dead scored a staggering -11 points for Nicholas Productions LLC, managed by Nick Turbo.
Rip.
Your leaders in the clubhouse after February. In Jeff's league, we have a new leader in Waifus R Us, who had a solid month with Destiny 2, Lightfall, Theater Rhythm, and Company of Heroes 3. Man, that's a good February. In Mike's league, Crystal Dynamics still holds a firm lead as Sean is batting 1,000 so far on his top 2 draft picks of Dead Space and Octopath 2. Cool.
Speaking of waifus, did you see that Inti creates like Castlevania-like game, the Grim Guardians, that I said it looked like it was waifu horny, and I was criticized. It's been renamed to Gal Guardians.
Yep. I did see that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now they're just putting it in the name. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get to those super chats, Mike.
Yes, sir. What's the next one here? Oh, it's from B. Oh, because it's just one new one here, actually. It's from Joe S. What's the best new game you've played this year? Gosh, I mean, so Metroid Prime Remastered doesn't really count.
If it did,
So I guess
it was Metroid Prime
Rush.
Remastered. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush is really good. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush is probably up there from... it's between that and Fire Emblem Engage, which I really, really love. So right now it's probably Hi-Fi Rush, though. Let me get through Engage and see how I'm feeling.
I'm like, I can Engage also, but Hi-Fi Rush was just so much fun, and yeah, there's really, I like those character action games, and I like rhythm games, and I like things that kind of lean more into bright, colorful, cartoony styles. So it was just speaking to me in a lot of ways. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
Yep, we'll see. I mean, it's cool to have like a handful of games I feel very strongly about after 2 months, and we're getting Resident Evil 4 remake this month, and we're getting a ton of stuff before the first half of the year's over. So
yeah, RE4, we'll have Zelda before you know it. Then June is just absolutely bananas bonkers. Yep, lots to look forward to.
All right, Mikey, that's it for me. Should we wrap the show up?
Yes, sir.
All right, I've hit the button. Why don't you tell people where they can find you on the internet?
You can find me on gamesbeat.com. I know I said on Game This Mornings that I thought I had an interview with the World of Warcraft people going up today. That's probably going up tomorrow now.
Okay.
So keep an eye out for that. And then we got Last of the 10 Dogs on Tuesday. That'll be a bunch of fun. 90s Disney has its Roger Rabbit cartoon spin episode up, which is a good time. You should all check that out. Please follow me, Twitch and Twitter at Tolkioto. As you all know, is Tolkien plus Miyamoto. Oh, there's going to be a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game night, by the way, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. In the Discord.
And the Discord. Look out for that. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Mike, for bringing that up. Let's see here. I am on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jeff Grubb. I'll be playing more Minish Cap. I'll also be doing some Mike Tyson practice. Gonna try to get Mike Tyson in the first round. Don't know if that's ever gonna happen. I nearly got him down for one time in the first minute. I haven't yet, but I got close, and that's really encouraging, because that's the pace you need to be on to do them in the first round. But well, you got to do that throughout the whole thing, and it's real hard. But I'll be doing that on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter, all that stuff. Mostly just join the Discord, come hang out with us there. And once again, as always, the people who have supported the Patreon, your support means everything. It makes it very easy for us to keep doing this. It really is. It's something I can point to and be like, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's like, oh no, look at all this support. It really helps. It enables me to do other things in our lives. It feels real nice. And I know you have so many options for how you spend your money. So the idea that anyone's supporting what we're doing just continues to mean the world. So thank you so much to everybody who's done that. If you want to support us in any other way, tell your friends, share the show in Discords on your own podcast, anywhere like that. Just hand it out to a friend. Put it on a USB stick and hand it to strangers on the street. That's what you should do.
Leave it at your seat at Medieval Times.
Leave it at your seat at Medieval Times. Put it in Randy, what's his name? Randy Pitchford's desk. Yeah, there you go. Bye, everybody.
Desk. Dick.
Put it
in Randy Pitchford's dick.
Put a USB stick in Randy Pitchford's dick, allegedly.
It'll fit. Just use magic.
I was gonna say wide beehole like our friend Mike.
Warrior Gaming.
This number broke again.
There you are.
Jojo Gaming. Shut up, bitch. Jojo Gaming.
I'm gonna come